Hello, dear students. Hope you are all doing well. This class we learn electrolytic cells in details. In last video, you had seen the working and instrumentation of galvanic cells. So here we are focusing on electrolytic cells. In electrolytic cell, electrical energy converts to chemical energy. That means electricity from an external source is causing a non-spontaneous chemical reaction to occur. A non-spontaneous chemical reaction are forced to occur by the input of electrical energy. So this process is called electrolysis. That non-spontaneous chemical reaction won't happen otherwise without applying electricity. So we can look at the construction of electrolytic cell. An electrolytic cell consists of two electrodes and an electrolyte and an external power source. Here you can see the schematic diagram of an electrolytic cell. Two electrodes, and these two electrodes are connected through an external power source, and we have an electrolyte solution. So in electrolytic cell we have two electrodes, same as in galvanic cell, but unlike galvanic cells, electrodes are made up of inert materials like carbon, graphite, platinum, etc., and are placed in same container. An electrolyte is the solution to be electrolyzed. That means the solution to be electrolyzed acts as the electrolyte. In galvanic cell, we had two electrodes, but that are kept in two different containers with a different electrolytes. In electrolytic cell, electrodes are connected to an external battery. Electrode which connected to positive terminal of the battery act as the anode. So here this is the anode, and electrode which connected to negative terminal of the battery act as the cathode. So cathode is negative and anode is positive in electrolytic cell, and in galvanic cells it is just the opposite. So you should be more careful on the sign of electrolytic cells and galvanic cell. Once again, anode is positive in electrolytic cell and cathode is negative, but anode is negative in galvanic cells and cathode is positive. The sign conventions are very important. Now we can look at what's happening inside the cell. Electrolyte which is to be electrolyzed contains positive and negative ions. Here you can see the positive ions and negative ions in the electrolyte. Positive ions migrates to cathode since it is negatively charged. Positive ions migrates to cathode because opposite charges will attract. So positive ion migrates to cathode which is negatively charged. Negative ions migrates to the positive electrode anode. And anode, we know which reaction occurs at the anode. Anode, oxidation take place. So the negative ions undergo oxidation reaction, and the positive ion migrates to cathode where there is reduction take place. So the positive ion undergo reduction reaction. For example, we can consider the electrolysis of sodium chloride. Consider the electrolysis of aqueous solution of sodium chloride. So sodium chloride solution, aqueous solution of sodium chloride act as the electrolyte here. So aqueous solution of sodium chloride contains sodium ions and chloride ions. Sodium ions are positively charged and chloride ions are negatively charged. When we apply electricity, what will happen? The positively charged sodium ions will migrate to oppositely charged electrode. So sodium ions migrates to the cathode which is negatively charged, and the negative ions, chloride anions, as they are negatively charged, they will migrate to the positively charged electrode which is anode. And we know whatever be the cell anode where there is oxidation take place and cathode where there is reduction take place. Now we can write the half reactions for oxidation and reduction. So oxidation half reaction we can write like this: chloride ions migrates to anode and undergo oxidation reaction. So we can write Cl minus ion which release one electron and that will produce half Cl2. So chlorine undergo oxidation reaction. On cathode, what will happen? Positive ions migrates to cathode and they undergo reduction reaction. Cathode is the electrode where there is reduction take place. So here the Na plus ions gain one electron and it will reduced to metallic sodium. So this is the oxidation half reaction. Chloride ions undergo oxidation half reaction and the sodium ions undergo reduction reaction. So we can add equations 1 and 2 to get the overall cell reaction. Therefore overall cell reaction we can written like this. Overall cell reaction, that would be the one electron lost by chlorine that is gained by sodium, so we can cancel the electron. So on the reactant side we will have Na plus plus Cl minus, and on the right side you will get Na solid and half Cl2. Cl2, we know the physical state of chlorine is gas, so it would be a gas. So this is the electrolysis of aqueous solution of sodium chloride. We will get chlorine gas. So this method, that is the electrolysis of aqueous sodium chloride, we can use in the production of chlorine gas. This is an industrial method for the preparation of chlorine gas. Also, this is a non-spontaneous reaction. This reaction will not take place if we will not apply the electricity. Now we have studied two types of cells, galvanic cells and electrolytic cells. So we can see the important differences between galvanic cell and electrolytic cell. Here you can see the differences between galvanic cell and electrolytic cell. So first point of difference, we know galvanic cell convert chemical energy to electrical energy. Galvanic cells convert chemical energy to electrical energy, whereas electrolytic cells that will convert electrical energy to chemical energy. And the redox reaction is spontaneous and is responsible for the production of electrical energy in the galvanic cells. In electrolytic cells, the redox reaction is not spontaneous and electrical energy has to be supplied to initiate that non-spontaneous reaction. Therefore, the delta G is negative for a spontaneous redox reaction, and in electrolytic cells, delta G is positive for a non-spontaneous reaction. And as we noted in the instrumentation, the two electrodes are set up in different containers and being connected through a salt bridge in a galvanic cell. But in electrolytic cells, both electrodes are placed in same container and we cannot see any salt bridge. And anode is negative and cathode is positive electrode in galvanic cells. But in electrolytic cells, anode is positive because it's connected to positive terminal of the battery, and cathode is negative because it's connected to negative terminal of the battery. And the source of electrons in galvanic cells, electrons are supplied by the species getting oxidized. The species undergoing oxidation release electrons that are the source of electrons. They move from anode to cathode in the external circuit. But in electrolytic cells, the external battery supplies the electron. And here you can see the representation of the galvanic cell. Anode is written on the left hand side, cathode is written on the right hand side, and both these anode and cathode are separated by a double vertical line. This double vertical line indicates the presence of salt bridge in galvanic cell. And in left side you can write the electrode anode half reaction, that is oxidation. On right side you have to write the reduction reaction. And here also you can see the electrode representation: electrode, electrolyte, electrode. Here there is no solvent, so you cannot see any double vertical line here. We can study this representation of galvanic cell in detail in next session. I hope this topic is clear. So see you in the next class.